Good morning. Good morning. Hi. I'm Kevin Bankston. I'm the policy director of the Open Technology Institute New America Foundation. And there are a few things I could say with the minute or two that I have right now. I could thank you all for coming and thank the Reporters Committee for Freedom of the Press Foundation, the staff of New America's OTI, who helped make this event happen with the support of the Knight Foundation, the Ford Foundation, Open Society Foundations, and Participant Media. And I guess I did just say that. Or I could thank the journalists in the room, without whom we wouldn't have any idea what the heck the government is doing, and I and the other policy advocates in the room wouldn't be able to do our jobs. I could say that, and I guess I just did. I could talk about how what the NSA is doing threatens the Fourth Estate, which was the subject of a great paper by our friends at Human Rights Watch this summer called With Liberty to Monitor All. That paper came out the same week as our and OTI's paper, Surveillance Costs, about the costs of what the NSA is doing to our economy, to internet freedom, to the security of the internet itself. I could recommend that you read both of those papers, and I suppose I just did that. But what I really want to talk about in the minute I have left is what I think is the second most valuable lesson we got from Edward Snowden, beyond the facts revealed in the documents that he shared. And that lesson is that encryption, properly implemented, works, which is why we're here today, to make sure you have the tools and information necessary to secure your data, to protect your sources, to report the truth, and do it safely. Encryption works, which is why we see it under attack. We've seen the NSA try to undermine encryption standards and insert backdoors into secure products and services. That's one of the major subjects of our paper. And now we also see the Justice Department and the FBI attacking Apple and Google for giving us easy-to-use default encryption on their smartphones, even going so far as to suggest that Congress should change the law to force hardware providers and online service providers to build backdoors for law enforcement into their products. This very well may be our next big policy fight in the new Congress, which is a shame because I kind of thought we had won this fight back in the 90s in the crypto wars. So encryption works unless the government breaks it. So I hope everybody here will pay close attention to that issue if you haven't already. One place you can start is by attending a debate on the issue that we're going to be holding at New America Monday after next, November 17th at 4 o'clock, between privacy scholar Peter Swire and former FBI General Counsel Andrew Weissman. So I could say all that, and I guess I just did. So all I have left to say is it's wonderful to see so many longtime and newfound friends and allies in the room today. I hope you have a fabulous time. Go forth and encrypt things. Hashtag encrypt news. Thanks.
Hi, my name's Trevor Timm. I'm the director of Freedom of the Press Foundation, and I would just like to thank you all for coming. I'm going to be very quick, but I do think that this is actually one of the most important press freedom issues that's going to be facing us in the next decade, is how can journalists and sources secure their communications from the start of when they first meet, rather than protecting them just years later in court. And you know, we have a fabulous group of national security reporters and technologists today, and I really hope that this conversation can create some ideas for how newsrooms, big organizations, can do things organization-wide to better help reporters. You know, I think in the past year and a half we've realized that there is this problem that we need to solve, and unfortunately we haven't fully figured out how to solve it. And it's going to take a lot of effort from a lot of different groups, and so hopefully today is the start of that conversation. So with that, I will pass it over to Bruce Brown from Reporters Committee, and we can get started soon.
Thanks, Trevor. Thanks, Kevin. I just want to reiterate all the thank yous that Kevin and Trevor have made, and here at the Reporters Committee, we are thrilled to be collaborating with these two organizations. Bringing the worlds of journalism and technology together should really be, and is, one of the highest priorities of all of our organizations, and certainly now at the Reporters Committee. I want to thank our board chair, Pierre Thomas, for being here from ABC News. I want to thank my law school friend, Alan Davidson, New America and OTI for helping make this happen as well. As I was walking over here today, I was thinking that when I was in college, the hottest thing coming out of Eastern Europe was Milan Kundera And we all were busy with our noses in the Book of Laughter and Forgetting back there in the 1980s when he wrote that the struggle of man against power is the struggle of memory versus forgetting. And a generation later, the hottest thing out of Eastern Europe is Laura Poitras. And the set of issues are very different today than they were a generation ago. And I think putting this conference together and these terrific panels around her film is something that we at the Reporters Committee are extremely proud of. And a final thank goes to Hannah Block-Wiebe, who will be your moderator for the first panel, and I will turn this over to her. She has done a spectacular job making this event happen and finding the panelists and handling the logistics, and we are all deeply indebted to you, Hannah, for this event. Thank you very much for being here.